Good. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Beat the Buzzer podcast. We've got a lot of great topics to talk about today. I am Jack, here with my co-host Graham.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are excited to jump into the latest news of the NBA. Quick reminder, if you aren't already subscribed, make sure to do so because it really helps us out a lot. We're going to start this episode off by talking about the frontrunners for MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved, and then finish off with Rookie of the Year. And then actually we'll finish up with some of the latest news around the NBA.
Yep. We're going to keep ourselves to a time limit as usual. We're going to do 10 minutes for the rankings and 5 minutes for the just general NBA news. We're going to start with our rankings for MVP. Graham, if you want to go first, we'll start the timer now.
All right, so I'm going to give out my honorable mentions first. We can just go from 5 to 1. I have Ja Morant as my first honorable mention, he would be 7th. Nobody knew Memphis was going to be the 3 seed in the West, and he's averaging 26. And then DeMar is my other honorable mention. Nobody knew Bulls would be first in the East, which we are back at number 1 now.
There we go.
Maybe not for long, but that's another topic for another day.
Yeah.
So at 5, I have CP3. They have the best record in the league, and he deserves his flowers for that for sure. At 4, I have LeBron. He's 36, averaging 29, like 7 and 7. Maybe the best stats in the league. Actually, you'll see. Giannis is my 3. He's averaging. I think he's second in the league in scoring, tied with LeBron. And he also averages 11 boards a game. And a great defender. I have Embiid at 2. He has been on an absolute tear lately. A lot of people would not have said this to start the season, but nobody can guard that man. And then at number 1, I have Nikola Jokic. I know like the records it's very weird this year, but the Bucks are the 5 seed right now, and so are the Nuggets. The Nuggets are on like a 6-game winning streak, and he has the best stats in the league.
Yep. Okay. My list varies a little bit. So my honorable mentions is DeMar. He'd be 8th in my ranking. LeBron would be 7. He's my honorable mention there. And then I actually have CP3 at 6.
Wow.
I think that the Suns are great. His numbers are fine. He's the best leader in the league easily. But I'm gonna have Ja Morant at 5 because everyone knew the Suns were still gonna be a good team. I don't think anyone expected the Grizzlies to be. I think they're 3rd in the West right now. And he is the clear-cut superstar on that team. No one is on his level. Desmond Bane's great. They have a lot of great role players, but no one is on Ja Morant's level. Devin Booker is on Chris Paul's level, in my personal opinion. So Chris Paul has like a running mate, I don't think Ja Morant has that yet, and he's still has the Grizzlies with the 3rd best record in the league at number 3. So he's my 5th. At 4, I'm gonna go 4. I put 4. I put Kevin Durant. Mainly because I know he's out, but he had the Nets at the 1 seed before he went out. He's putting up 29 points a game as always. He did that all without Kyrie for majority of the season, and with James Harden playing like shit for majority of the season too, up until recently. 3, I'm gonna put Giannis at 3 as well. Our top 3 are the same. Giannis at 3, Embiid at 2, and Jokic at 1. Jokic, best numbers in the league. He's doing it with less guys. Embiid's January has been an all-time
like an 8-game
player.
Yeah.
And Giannis has played fantastic as always. So those top 3 are kind of locks, but I think 4 and 5 can be very interchangeable.
Yeah, I really wanted to put Durant on here, but 4 to 6 weeks is a long time to like come back and win MVP. So I just think that's hard. And we didn't even talk about Steph Curry, who's just
I want to give him honorable mention as well. He's kind of dropped off a little bit recently.
Yeah,
but
he put up 40 last night though.
Right, he did. So he's getting back on track. But since Clay's return, they haven't been bad, but they have not been the same team.
Right,
and
totally.
That hurts him a little bit.
You want to go to defensive player?
Yeah. We have the same people on our list, but we have a different order. I have Draymond Green at 1. I have Giannis at 2 and Gobert at 3. And then honorable mention would be Joel Embiid at 4, my personal opinion.
Okay. I have
Giannis
at 1.
Okay.
Draymond at 2, Rudy at 3, and then honorable mentions go to Jokic. I know that's weird, but
no, his
I was looking at his advanced stats. What?
His rating is his like defensive efficiency rating is high.
Yeah, he's like first in defensive box plus minus this year, and defensive win shares. He's like third or something. I don't know how, but he's a very underrated defender. I have Embiid, and then I have Jared Vanderbilt, who flies under the
Really?
radar for sure. But I love Jared Vanderbilt, and I think he should be first team all defense this year.
Okay. I'd also add Matisse Thybulle to my
Yeah,
honorable mentions as well.
yeah.
I only
Even
have
though he
Draymond at
gave me
one
like
over
30.
Giannis. I have Draymond at one over Giannis mainly because Draymond, I feel like does more like as a whole defensively. Giannis is great like rim protecting wise. Same thing with Gobert, but Draymond like last year when they played the Lakers in that play-in game, we were talking about this. He shut down Anthony Davis. I know Anthony Davis had like 26 and like 10, but for that
Right.
first half especially, he locked him up. And
Yes.
you can't just shut down Anthony Davis. He's gonna get his numbers. But he didn't shoot well that game. Draymond Green was the clear reason why that was the case. So he's definitely my number one this season so far.
I totally agree. My only thing, it just sucks. He's missed a lot of games. He would be my number one, but and then Giannis averages like a block and a half and a steal a half a game, which I'm sure Draymond's close to, but I don't think he does that. Draymond is the better help defender, but I don't know. I've been watching Giannis play a lot lately, and I really like him there. And then Rudy Gobert 3, we can both agree on. He's just they run their defense through him.
Yeah, he's always going to be top three.
To the paint where he is, so that's how that works. But according to a lot of the players, he's not all that. And then we have our own honorable mentions. But yeah.
Want to move on to Rookie of the Year next?
Yeah, sure.
We do our top three for this, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So I have my honorable mention is the GOAT, Ayo Dosunmu. I swear to God, he would be in my top 5 if we did a top 5. If we started, like, he's been on a tear playing a bunch of minutes like the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
Before that, his stats were like 4 points a game, 1 assist, and like 2 rebounds because he was playing like 10 minutes of basketball. But now he leads the team in minutes every night, averaging like 18, 8, and 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
But so number 3, I have Scotty Barnes. He has he's a very versatile player. He's what I hope Patrick Williams eventually turns into. And I think he has maybe the most potential on this list, but I don't know. The 2 and 1 are very, very good. Number 2, Cade Cunningham has moved up to my number 2 spot. He's averaging 16, 5, and 5 this year, shooting on a decent efficiency, which I was not expecting, especially because I know he didn't have a great start to the year. So he's really turned it on lately. And then at number 1, obviously, Evan Mobley. Probably the most potential in this draft. I think he's going to be an absolute monster, and he's been showing.
My honorable mention is also Ayo. I know we're probably biased because we're Bulls fans, but we are. All bias aside, he's been great this season. Great defender. His 3-point game has improved largely since college, and you get more confident game by game. Number 3, I have Cade and Scotty Barnes switched. I think Cade's on a team where he can take all the shots because he's like their number 1 guy and they suck.
Right.
While Scotty Barnes is on a team that's in the 7th seed right now, I want to say.
So.
And they're winning and he's still putting up good numbers. And then Evan Mobley, the Cavs are winning games. He's a large reason of why. I think he's the top 3 player on that team, maybe top 2. He's great. He's got the most potential. I agree with you there. Blocks shots. He's athletic. He can post up. He has a mid-range jumper as well. So all-around game. Evan Mobley is definitely number 1 in Rookie of the Year, and I think he will win it. I think he'll continue to keep that up.
Yeah, something that you need to take into account is for centers like we see James Wiseman last year barely develop at all. I know he got hurt, but still it takes a while, especially for centers to develop, and Evan Mobley is showing that he is developed already. Imagine when he puts on like 20 pounds of muscle.
Oh, it's going to be absurd.
Yeah. All right, and then the last one we're gonna do is most improved player. How much time do we have left? We might have to run through this quick.
We have a minute, so let's run through this one a little bit quickly.
Okay. All right, go on.
Number 1, I have John Morant. I know he's on the MVP list for me too, but he's also most improved from last season as well. Number 2 is his teammate Desmond Bane. Number 3, we're gonna do 5 here. Number 3 would be Darius Garland, and Number 4, DeJounte Murray for me, and 5 is Miles Bridges. Tyler Hero would have been this list earlier in the season, but I think he's dropped off a little bit. He's also shooting very inefficiently.
Yeah.
But I think that list speaks for itself. All those players have made huge jumps this season. Had Ja not been on a tear like this, I probably would have gave Desmond Bane the top spot. But it's absurd what he's doing right now.
It really is. I was comparing his stats this year to Steph Curry's this year, which I never thought I would do, and he has better stats than him. He's shooting better from 3 than Steph is this year.
Yeah, Steph's struggling a little bit.
Yeah. I have Ja Morant at my number 1 spot as well. Unbelievable. I have Miles Bridges at my 2 and Desmond Bane at my 3. So we had those flipped. At my 4, I have Darius Garland, and at my 5, I have DeJounte Murray. So I think we had all 5 the same.
Say yeah,
and then my honorable
different order.
Yeah. My honorable mention is Anthony Simons. I love Anthony Simons. Yep. I think he's a monster. So yeah.
There we go. Okay, let's move on. 5 minutes to talk about some of the latest news going around the NBA. We got all this stuff from an Instagram account called Hoopsview. If you guys want to go give them a follow, I recommend it. They post weekly, maybe a couple times a week, the most recent news. Yeah, it's a great account. I'm gonna start with Spencer Dinwiddie he doesn't want to be traded, but the Wizards want to get rid of him because of teammates not getting along with him. Dinwiddie doesn't get along with his teammates, so they want him out. Who do you think will want Spencer Dinwiddie, and what can you get back for him?
He's been playing very poorly this year. They gave him a lot of money. I think a team like Boston or somebody would really enjoy that. I'm sure the Lakers would like that too.
Yep.
I don't know how they make the salary match. But yeah, he just had an interview where he was like, I tried to speak up at the start of the year, but nobody really liked it or something like that. Yeah. So I'm telling you, what's going on in Washington is terrible. Trade Bradley Beal while his value is sort of high. You should have traded him last year. And trade Montrezl Harrell, trade KCP, gather picks like OKC's doing.
Yeah, they got a full rebuild there.
Yeah, but I think Boston or LA is a good fit for him.
Yep.
Maybe Milwaukee too.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, Milwaukee's got salary issues too. Chris Middleton, Giannis injury will make an absurd amount of money.
Right. A lot of these teams do.
The biggest one, I sent you this earlier, was the Eric Bledsoe and Marcus Morris are the most available Clippers for trade. I would love Marcus Morris on the Bulls. I think the Bulls need a gritty guy. We need a big. He can shoot threes. He's an average defender, but most importantly, he's someone that in the playoffs, he's that guy he's not a dirty player, but he's a tough player. Let's say that.
Right. And like we've talked about, Bulls do not have that type of player. We can't let people like the Wagner guy just pushing our best player around and nobody helping him out. Because we have like Matt Thomas on the court, right.
Nothing against those guys, but every NBA team needs someone like Marcus Morris.
Yeah, totally. And we just don't have that. Even Eric Bledsoe's like that, but the Bulls definitely don't need Eric Bledsoe.
Yep.
But I think Markieff Morris might be the Bulls' best. That might be the best. Marcus. Markieff is on the Heat. Yes. I think he might be the best fit for the Bulls out of everybody. Maybe Robert Covington, who I really would love for the Bulls.
Yep.
But Robert Covington doesn't have that edge like Marcus has. So.
Yeah, I think unless we get Jeremy Grant, I think those are the people we go after most. We need a big like those. I'm also I'm not 100% convinced we're out of the Jeremy Grant sweepstakes. Last year we didn't expect Vooch to be traded, and all of a sudden.
That's true.
So
I don't want to give up Patrick Williams.
No, but AK works behind the scenes. I don't think he wants everything to be so public right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that happens. Moving on, next one, Karis LeVert. Cavaliers are offering a 2022 first-round pick for Karis LeVert or Eric Gordon. They're willing to give a pick for those types of players. If you're Indiana, do you want more with that package? Like, how many picks would you want? What type of players would you want?
There's a report that Indiana wants 2 first-round picks for him.
Which I don't
They're not getting 2 first-round picks for him. I don't know how, if this is true, how Houston has already not accepted this trade. This is exactly what you want for Eric Gordon, right? I mean, he's like 32 getting paid $17 million. I think he's older than 32.
Right.
He might be like 34. But I think Karis LeVert might be a better fit than them. They need a ball handler besides Darius Garland. I was watching a video.
LeVert, that team becomes more deadly with Karis LeVert. That's a great fit. Great fitting.
Imagine him like off the bench for a really good team like the Cavs. That's
He may
really
even
good.
start. The Cavs have
He
so
could.
many. The Cavs have so many guys that aren't like superstars or all stars, but they have so many really good, solid players. Like if I was Cleveland, I'd probably put Markin on the bench and start LeVert if I got him over Markin, but that's up to them.
I do like this though for Cleveland a lot. This has been like the big rumor that they need another ball handler type player because they traded for Rondo, but Rondo is not very good at it.
The
Until
last
he gets
one. Yeah, we have 30 seconds left, so we'll quickly go through the last one. Goran Dragic is expected to be moved by the deadline through buyout or something. I think we all expected that to happen. He hasn't played at all, but he still has potential. I think he would love to be back in Miami. I don't know if that works out or not, but some team will pick him up. Playoff experience. He's played great throughout his career.
Right.
So interesting to see where he'll go.
I don't know who on I don't know how the buyout really necessarily works, but I'm sure that they can just pick him up. I would like him on a team like Philly, any team really coming off the bench besides like Chicago because we have a bunch of guards. Yeah, Milwaukee would be really cool too to see him come off the bench. That's really scary. So as Bulls fans, we're praying he goes to the West.
Please. All right.
But he does miss a lot of games.
So that's all for today, right? I think so.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed the show and want to drop a like and subscribe on the video, that would be amazing. Again, it really helps us out a lot. You can also follow us on Twitter at @beat_the_buzzer and don't ask about TikTok.
Yep, please don't ask about TikTok. We're making one tomorrow. It'll be on there tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Come on.
Also, I'm no longer going to be able to make it to Indiana for the game because of the snow, but we are still going to go through with a bet. So we're going to do a $10 bet. Also, the loser will have to post on our Instagram story the winner from the other team. So, like, the Illini post, if they win, you have to post that.
Fair.
And if the Indiana team wins, you have to post, or I have to post the Indiana win.
Okay.
Seems fair?
That works.
Okay. Again, if you guys have any comments you want to leave down below, please do. Or any topics you'd like us to talk about, we will definitely get to those. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys later.